you two do not make bad movies.
You just haven't seen all of them.
I feel like they're there. They're very much there.
You know, like one of my favorite things to do, I write notes all throughout a movie. So Matt, when we first meet General Groves, I write, Matt Damon can see through anyone on film. And then Emily, for Kitty, I said, she rips right through it. She cuts to the heart. And then I said, are you sure you're not Sicilian?
That's great.
Yes, that's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
And I kept wondering, like, let's say you're in a room with your characters by the magic of the movies. You could have a drink with them. You get to ask them anything. Hear a story, something. Like, what is something you would want to say to Groves? What is something you would want to say to Kitty?
I would want to listen to his ideas around the entire thing, kind of soup to nuts, and that experience, because I found it so fascinating. He was not well liked. He didn't care that he wasn't well. You know, he was immensely proud of what he did but there was this constant tension with the scientists, because you know the military is obsessed with compartmentalization, and for good reason. It's just like the fate of the world was at stake, and you know there were people there. You know, there was espionage going on. People are trying to steal this information, and so he was trying to kind of marshal all these forces to solve this problem and they have this entirely different philosophy, which is, well, we got to share all the information to get to the truth and get to the answer and figure it out. And so that tension and the arguments and and just everything and what was at stake. I mean, it is the most, you know, I have that line that Chris wrote for me. It is the most important thing that's happened in the history of the world. And it was, and they knew it. And I mean, just imagine to put yourself in that situation. It was, I would love to listen to him talk about that. Yeah.
And Kitty, like, I would love to have a drink with her.
Well,
And she'd love to have one with you.
She'd love to have one with you, because the first one of the day is the best. She would drink everyone under the table, I think. So I'd have to discuss things with her before she got too messy. But I know this sounds simple. I would really love to know, because I know that she sacrificed a lot. I can see the trauma of what she sacrificed to foster him. What did she love most about him? I really would love to know.
Question.
I would love, like, what is it about him she loved the most?
You always play dimensional characters, no matter what. Like, and what I loved about your Kitty, like, we see she's not just a wife, right? She's really Oppenheimer's sounding board.
Yeah.
So I'm curious for you both, professionally, who's that person for you?
John. For sure. I mean, it's like there's a secret language, because he's in this world, and he understands. I don't even have to finish the sentence of whatever problem I'm having or anything. He'll just understand every nuance of it.
I'm really lucky. I've got a few. I've got Lucy, who is always there, but you know, I've got Ben, who you know, since we were kids, and then I've got Patrick, who's been our agent for 30 years, who's like more like a brother than an agent, really. And so I've got these three people that I trust with my life, really.
Yeah.
And,
It's good company.
Yeah,
My sister Felicity is also just unbelievable in
she's so
problem solving,
smart.
because she's so smart. She's like frighteningly smart. So I'll call her for advice on anything, really.
I also wrote down like a million movie lines, you know, while I was watching this, because I was thinking about it. Like, movie lines, a lot of them are yours, actually, Matt. Like, they play a really big role in my family. Like, those are things, movie lines and scenes, they're things that they bond me with my dad.
Yeah.
Had been my grandparents, my uncles, you know.
Yeah.
I'm curious for you guys, like, in your families, are there movie lines or scenes that like, is personal to you in that respect?
Tons
Yeah.
of them, tons of them. There was a great movie in our family that my father and brother and I went to together when it came out, called The Three Amigos, which is a very silly movie that we loved. And there's a point where Steve Martin gets shot, where the Three Amigos think it's all fake, but then they don't. Then Steve Martin gets shot, and he's like, "Oh, real bullets!" And he's like, "This, you know, this. I'm going to take this up with the Union." And he comes, and then he realizes that they're really, you know, these bandits that are going to kill him. And he walks back to the other guys, and he goes, "It's real. It's real." So we always laughed about that. And my father, in 2017, when he was dying. He had terminal cancer, and we were sitting there, and he just turned to me and goes, Matthew? And I go, yeah. And he goes, it's real.
Oh, Dad.
And we were just, my brother and I are laughing with him, and we're crying, but we're laughing. But it was just the fact that he referenced the Three Amigos in the
That
moment.
is
It was
so
like-
incredible.
yeah,
That's
and so,
beautiful.
but like in your family, like movies are, those
Their life.
their life.
Movies
Yeah,
are life,
that's right.
yeah.
That's so cool. Just real
Yeah.
quick, last time I saw you, I asked you if you could recite All the Brothers in Good Will Hunting. You missed one.
I'm sure I did.
Do you want to try
I
it
haven't
again?
tried it. It's been 28
Go,
years.
do it. I want to hear it.
Okay.
Marky, Ricky, Terry, Tommy, Timmy, Donnie, Davey, Johnny, Joey, Robbie, Johnny, and Brian. I think I said it again.
Same one.
Who did I
Which
say?
one?
Who is it?
Danny.
Danny. I said, what did I say? Johnny
Damn it.
twice, I think.
Danny.
You did that last time. Oh my God. You guys are incredible. Congratulations.
Thank
Thank you so much, yeah.
You're a breath of fresh air.
Wonderful.
It's true.